Hi everyone, it's Cami here in the studio, and I am recording a channel update because there are a lot of things that are going on with the channel and just with my life in general, and I felt that now would be a good time to get everybody caught up to speed. So right now I am actually setting up my super old Hobonichi Cousin. I never used it, so I'm going to use it to practice my handwriting, and hopefully we can get across some of the announcements and updates that I have for everybody. This is going to be a very casual channel update. I recorded myself writing down the talking points, and I got a chance to practice my handwriting, so you're going to see my terrible hand lettering. I'm just kidding. It's not that terrible. It's better than it was before. But I thought this would also be a good opportunity for me to practice and play with my fountain pen since I haven't gotten to do that. And like I said earlier, this is a Hobonichi that I never used, and it was dated for last year. I think I used it once and it just didn't fit the style that I was going for, but I do love the paper, so I use it as scrap paper from time to time. That's enough about stationery. I'm getting distracted. So moving into the video, I really wanted to talk about a couple things, and if you've been following my community tab, I have already kind of mentioned this, but I thought that a video would be the best way for me to go over everything and go into detail on some of the talking points that I have. So what is this video going to really be about? That's the first question I think you guys are all wondering. And the first thing is monetization. It's kind of a big word, but basically it's just the money that I will be making from the YouTube channel. I have other ways that I'm making money that isn't directly related to YouTube, which I'll talk about later, but primarily I wanted to announce what my decision was around the monetization and the ads of my channel. The next thing I'm really going to be covering in this video is what I will be doing with that money. I know I'm a new channel, like I said, and there really isn't that much revenue coming in at this point, but I still feel like I would like to remain transparent with you all because this is something that I think is really important to talk about. And finally, I'll be talking about the future of this channel and what my plans are so that you guys can get an idea of where I'm going. Before I get into the nitty-gritty of the video, I think it's important to provide a little bit of context. So I wanted to talk about why I started this YouTube channel, why Cami's Cottage is even a thing, and I think we need to go back all the way to the beginning of the pandemic when everyone was required to work from home. I already had a job that allowed you to work from home 3 days out of the week. I'm a software engineer, so it was pretty common for us to do our work from home because we can just code and commit that from the comforts of our home. And when we transitioned to work from home, that actually wasn't too much of a change. I think the biggest thing that happened for me was that my husband also was working from home, and so we were literally just at home the whole time, all the time, from Sunday through Sunday, and I really wanted a way to keep myself committed to journaling and doing art. It's kind of something that I really love doing, and I think I talked about this before, but it got me out of some pretty dark places in the past. But anyways, now that I am working from home and I don't really have a sense of time and I have a new baby, I made sure that I still carved out some time in the day for myself, and that's where I do my journaling and my art. And part of my commitment to this is making videos. I wanted to give myself some sort of goal, so every month I had to set up my bullet journal, and making a video kept me accountable. So it was just this kind of hobby, I think, at first, and I also really enjoy making videos. I don't know if I mentioned this, but in my early 20s, I was a video editor. So making videos and doing all the production for it is something that's pretty second nature, and I actually really love doing it. So I just kind of combined all of my favorite pastimes into building a YouTube channel, and that just turned into what Cammie's Cottage is today. And that's pretty much why I started the channel. I have other YouTube channels that I created about other hobbies. Like I have a video game YouTube channel, and before that was another video game / podcasty type channel, and I loved that as well. But with the time that I have now, I really can only do my journaling. So that's how I came to this YouTube channel for Cammie's Cottage. And of course, this is actually, if it became really successful, would be an awesome side hustle, because I love to journal and I love to do art and I like making videos. So if there was a way to actually make money doing it, I feel like that makes it a great side hustle. And with the pandemic going on, it's really one of those things where you can't be too safe anymore. There was a point in time where I was worried that after I came back from maternity that our company wasn't going to do well and I was going to lose my job, but that didn't happen, thank goodness. We were able to maintain that, but I still want to have a side hustle ready just in case something happened, you know. I feel like it's important for me to explain a little bit on how I make my money. This isn't actually a topic that I thought I would be chatting about on my YouTube, but since I am in the ads and monetization space, and considering the topic of this video, I thought it would be good to brush up on that a little bit. So I did mention that I have a full-time job. I am a software engineer. I actually recently started this path about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. I went back to school and learned how to code, and that's really how I started this software engineer career path. Before this, I was a video game producer, so I was still in the tech field, but instead of a project management role, I'm now in development. So that is my daytime job. I have to prioritize that over anything else. It's how I pay my mortgage. It's how I'm supporting my son. It's how me and my husband can afford to live at home in a work from home environment. So you will hear from time to time that I get a little bogged down with my job. But the YouTube stuff and everything else is not a priority. And that will lead into my second point. Another way that I am making money through these videos is Amazon affiliate links. So I mention in my videos sometimes that there are links to the products in my videos in the video description. And that really just means that I signed up to be an Amazon affiliate partner, which anybody can do. You just have to have a website basically. And if you want to share links on there, people can click those links, purchase something, and you get a little bit of money back. And that's another way that I'm making money in this side hustle endeavor. And finally, I also can be making my money through YouTube. And this is fairly recent. I used to have a YouTube channel that had monetization enabled way back in the day, but with Google's new policies, they revoked that since my channel was a lot smaller than the channel that I have right now with Cammie's Cottage. So this YouTube ad space is really new to me and I don't know much about it. I actually paid for YouTube Premium the day that it became available. So I am just learning about this at the same time that everybody else is. But since I was able to unlock it, I did a lot of research and I did a bunch of recon work, I guess, watching other people's videos about this topic, as well as doing my own reading on the official Google documentation. And there's a lot of things that I learned about it that I really want to share with everybody. And I do want to make a bit of a disclaimer. This is all the stuff that I've read up to date. So currently it's February 8th, 2021. I don't know if it's going to change in the future or what's going to happen to the channel, and a lot of the things that I'm talking about in this video is subject to change. But I finally arrived at a place with YouTube ads, so I'm going to try my best to explain everything. So the first thing you need to know is that in order to enable YouTube advertising on your videos, it's actually the first major milestone that you hit in a channel. So if you start a brand new channel with 0 subscribers, 0 videos, 0 everything, you have a milestone that you need to hit in order for your partnership with YouTube to become active. And that first milestone is actually 1,000 subscribers. And what's crazy about that is I didn't think I would get to that number until the end of March, I think, and I started in November, so I gave myself about November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, about 5 months to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I was being super optimistic, so I surpassed that way before I thought that I was capable of doing. So 1,000 subscribers is actually a lot, and I'm still kind of shocked that I even made it that far. But the second part for achieving this milestone, other than having 1,000 subs, is you need to have 4,000 hours watched. And that just means that there needs to be 4,000 hours watched content on your YouTube channel. And so that kind of translates to, if you have a video that's 10 minutes long and one person has watched it, that's 10 minutes watched on your channel. And if you had 2 people that watched a 10-minute video, that's 20 minutes. So I had to have 4,000 hours of content watched, and I honestly thought that was impossible. And you actually only have 1 year to accomplish that. So this is the first major milestone that you need in order to unlock advertising. And that is something that I had reached last month, I think. And so I was able to start advertising on my channel after hitting these milestones. Now that I have the ability to run ads on my videos, I felt like it was my responsibility as a content creator to understand what I'm enabling on my videos. And so what I found out is that there are actually a few different types of ads you can run on your content, and they're all different in how much revenue it brings in, but there's actually no clear or official text on the Google side that says that. So I can only really explain what I've learned from reading or watching other people's content. So the first type of ad is called an overlay ad. This is a tiny pop-up that comes up at the bottom of your screen, and it takes up about 20% of your video space. This is an ad that can be exited, so there is a tiny little X that you can hit and the ad will disappear. Again, I don't know if I make any money from the ad just popping up or if I make any money from it being clicked on. It's not really clear how much money an ad brings in. I just know that it pops up and you can jump out of it. The next ad type that I want to talk about is a skippable ad. This is the most common one that I think you've seen on YouTube. It's the one where the video will play and then a little button will come up on the bottom right hand corner, and it'll allow you to skip the video, and it'll count down like 3, 2, 1. And that is something that everyone has seen before. I don't think that you make any money if the video is skipped. From my understanding, if you watch the ad all the way through, then you make money, but if it's skipped, you don't get any revenue. Again, this isn't something that Google tells you. This is just something that I've read from other articles and also what I've heard other YouTubers talk about. On top of the skippable ads, there's also something called bumper ads. And now this is actually a really important part of my decision-making factor. These bumper ads are the same as a skippable ad in a sense that it comes up in the very beginning or the end or the middle of your video, and it's also short. It's about 6 seconds long, but it cannot be skipped. And the one thing that's kind of interesting is that when you enable skippable ads on your video, you actually are automatically enabling bumper ads. So they're tied together for some reason. I can't just have a skippable ad without the bumper, which means that there's a possibility that you can see a skippable ad and it counts down 3, 2, 1, you hit that, and then you play a 6-second ad. So that was really important to me as far as when I was doing my research and making my decision. And the last ad type I want to talk about is a non-skippable ad. Now, this is an ad that, according to the Google Docs, can be up to 20 seconds in length, and it is exactly what you think it would be. It's an ad that you cannot skip, and you have to watch the entire thing. And from my research and from watching a bunch of YouTube videos with advertising on, I noticed that most of the time they're about 10 seconds in length. I haven't seen anything up to 20 seconds, but I do want to let you guys know that there's a possibility that that will be up to 20 seconds. Now, there are other ad types that you can enable, but I'm not really interested in talking about those because I'm not going to be using them. And so I kind of wanted to explain what I've decided for my channel, and I am going to be using a combination of these 4 ad types. I forgot that I had my son flip this page for me, but his hand got all inky. That's actually so funny. I forgot I put that in there. Anyways, I'm going to explain what I've decided to do for my channel. And now we're getting to the most important part of the video, and it's my explanation of the decision that I made with my ads and monetization. And I actually spoke to my husband and my sister and people in my inner circle a lot about this because it really is important to me that I got it right. And so I feel like I landed on something that's fair and reasonable. But since my channel is primarily long-form content anyway, I thought that the 45-minute mark was actually a good benchmark to determine what types of ads or how much ads I'm running on each video. So if a video comes in under 45 minutes, it's going to have the least amount of ad time run on the video. And that means that you'll be seeing a lot less. And the first type of ad that you will see on a video that's under 45 minutes is a skippable ad. So that's the one that you can skip after 3 seconds. And an overlay ad. I actually don't know if you can see both in one video, but an overlay ad is the one that comes up at 6 seconds and it can be exited as well. This can appear at the beginning or at the end of the video. I don't have any control over which one comes up when. I can just say where in the video it should appear. So again, you might see both, you might only see one. And the decision I made for videos that are over 45 minutes was actually a really hard one for me, but I figured that if people are going to be skipping the ads in the videos that are under 45 minutes, then it's probably only fair that I have an ad that couldn't be skipped for anything over 45 minutes. Now, I'll explain my reasoning in a little bit, but just to be clear, I am going to be adding a non-skippable ad at the beginning of any of my videos that are over 45 minutes. So these are the ads that cannot be skipped and can be up to 20 seconds in length. And if a video is actually up to or over an hour long, which I recently posted one that was over an hour long, then the non-skippable ad will play at the beginning and also possibly play at the end. Now, I'm not so sure if enabling beginning and end means that it will play on both or if it's one or the other. I haven't really seen too many videos play all the way through the end, so I know that there's a possibility that you can leave before you even see that last ad. But I thought that if it's an hour-long video, then I should at least add something on the end. Now, I wanted to explain my reasoning a little bit, and I know I said in a previous comment one time that I didn't want to have non-skippable videos, but after doing my research, I realized there's actually no going about that. I always will have a non-skippable video enabled, even if you have skippable ads enabled. The bumper ad that comes with that is non-skippable anyway. So I thought that my decision is still being extremely respectful of your time, because if the video was under 45 minutes, you can just jump out of the ads, but if it's over 45 minutes, you just have to watch that one non-skippable ad in the beginning. And I also think that this way I'll be compensated for my time, which is something that I think is really important to me, because I am actually recording this right now 1 o'clock in the morning when I should probably be asleep, but I want to make videos, and I also want to make sure that it's being worth it, I guess. Obviously, I just enjoy doing it, but I do feel like getting compensated for my time is really important. So I believe that this is fair. I really am trying to make it a good trade-off for everybody. So if at the most you're seeing a 20-second ad or a 6 to 20 second ad, and you're getting a 45-minute to 1 hour video, I think that that is reasonable. And again, I don't think I make all that much from these ads. I think I make cents, maybe 50 cents per view. So it really adds up if you do watch it, but if you don't want to watch it, that's totally fine with me. If you have ad blockers on, I don't think I get any ad money at all. So just remember, nothing is set in stone. Everything is going to change. I just really wanted to make sure that my videos, although they have ads, still serve the purpose of making enjoyable content for you guys. And so I hope that you are all okay with this decision. And if it's totally not cool and you're feeling like the vibe has been ruined, please let me know, and I will do my best to consider everything and try other things out. Maybe a certain video will get a different type of ad, and that's something that I'm really open to. Finally, we're going to be talking about the fun part, and it's what I'm going to do with all of this money. And since I'm relatively a new channel, there's really not that much money coming in. The minimum amount of ad revenue you can make to get a payout is $100. So I'm barely just hitting that. And again, I first want to remind everybody that I'm fortunate enough to still have my job during this pandemic, while there are other people who are struggling right now on unemployment. So I don't need the money that's coming into this channel. It really is just a side hustle and a hobby. And I am just grateful that I can even have it. So I'm just really blessed that I still have my job, and because of this hobby, I'm able to make extra cash. And that's really all it is. It's extra cash. And because of that, I will be giving back that money in a couple of ways. So there is money coming in from YouTube, my Amazon affiliate links, and if there are sponsors and stuff, maybe I'll figure out what to do with that money down the line. But anything that I make on my YouTube channel or on my Amazon affiliate links, when people buy from those links, will go back to my YouTube channel, and that will go back in form of giveaways or contests. I want to create these little journaling kits when I do my journal with me's, and I want to mail those out to random people who watch the video and maybe left a comment. And also, if there are international people, I want to also be able to cover the international shipping fees from that as well. So again, the first thing I want to do is give back to you guys for watching and to share the joy from this channel being so successful. As a side note, I purchased my own video and photography equipment. My husband and I are huge gearheads, so we don't need the YouTube money for that. We just do that with our own money, and that's just something we've always loved doing. So the rest of the money that I will get from the channel will go back to a charity called, I wrote down Ruby's Wishes, but it's actually called 3 Wishes for Ruby's Residents. And basically it's a non-profit organization where a young lady decided that she wanted to help out her fellow nursing home residents by granting 3 of their wishes. And most of the time, these wishes are really simple things. They want a pair of socks, they want some candy, they want soda. And so I actually heard about this charity a long time ago. I read it in an article and thought it was so awesome, and I've always wanted to be a part of it. And now that I have this YouTube channel and I have a potential opportunity to be making extra money, I am going to be granting wishes through this charity, and I actually have made a first donation with my own money, just kind of getting the relationship started, and I am sponsoring 2 wards of the state. The wards of state mean that they have no family and they are being supported by the state, and so they don't really have anybody who can look out for them. And I have 2 of the sponsors already, and we covered their needs. Their names are Butch and Michael, and they asked for Diet Pepsi, beer, and chicken noodle soup and pork rinds. So those were their 3 wishes for each of them. And so let me know if you want to know more about this. I will provide updates in my community tab and my Instagram. But if you want to know more like in this style of a video, and I can show you pictures if I have any, just let me know in the comments and I will do my best to make time for that. Yeah, so there's a lot of really exciting things with this channel, and the last thing I want to end this video on is the future plans that I have, not just for my YouTube, but for Cammie's Cottage in general. I feel like I would love to share my goals with everybody because this is going to come up a lot in my journaling and planning videos. But basically, Cammie's Cottage is something that I have a vision for, and it's really a brand, I guess. I am only now just started talking to someone who's going to create some branding material, but one of my goals that I have for Cammie's Cottage is to open a store. There's a lot of little products that I have in my head, a lot of sticker designs and art pieces that I really just want to sit down and make. So I would love to have a shop where I can create my art and sell that. I don't really know if that's going to be successful or not. I just know that's always been a goal of mine, is to make something and sell it and bring some happiness into other people's lives, the same way that I have happiness brought into my life when I purchase art from artists that I also enjoy and admire. The next thing that I want to focus on with the Cammie's Cottage brand is to eventually launch a Patreon. I'm a patron for some of my favorite YouTubers, and I love the connection that you make with the community and those artists, as well as some of the goodies that you get sent. And again, I have all these really awesome ideas for subscription boxes, monthly boxes, journaling kits. I want to design some sticker packages. I don't know, there's just so many things going on in my head, and if I were to do this full time, make videos, make art, journal, and share my love for all of that, then I definitely need to have a Patreon to support that. So eventually I'd love to do a Patreon just so that I can have a much more close-knit type community where I can share the things that I create with everybody else, and also just so that I can hear more from you guys, since I'm already struggling to keep up with my YouTube comments. And my final goal, which is kind of far-fetched and I don't even really know how I'm gonna make this happen, but I would love to one day build a real life cottage. Cammie's Cottage was something that I picked because I wanted this feeling of stepping into a secret garden or a forgotten forest and walking into a clearing where you see this beautiful tiny little cottage and a warmth emitting from it. Maybe it's smoke coming from the fireplace or a light from a candle peeking through a frosted window. And when you come inside the cottage, it's me greeting you with tea or coffee and cookies, and I have this leather bound journal and I open it up and I just start reading stories or memories or showing you clippings of pressed flowers or something. I don't know. I'm just going off on a tangent, but I've always wanted to have a tiny little cottage, and that's why I decided to name my channel Cammie's Cottage, because when you come and you watch my videos, I wanted to have that same exact feeling of you stepping into this warm little hut and sharing my love for all things art and journaling and gardening. And I don't really know if this is possible, but I do have some sort of daydream sometimes where my studio, which is in my home in the suburbs, could one day be in a cottage in the middle of a forest. So I don't know, that third item is like super far-fetched and out there, but I know that I have seen YouTubers achieve their dreams, and it doesn't matter what kind of dream it is, even if it seems as silly as owning a cottage. That is my dream. So again, I am just sharing my future plans with everybody. I don't really know how far I'm gonna get, but at the same time, I didn't think that I would get this far to begin with. So I thought that maybe it would be nice to kind of put it on paper and make it official with this YouTube channel. And I'm just kind of laughing at myself right now because I'm drawing a garden here. Like, I'm really living this fantasy even in the doodle. And that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I really do appreciate all of your support and all of your warm comments. I couldn't have done this without you, so I'm really glad that I had a chance to kind of get all my thoughts out. I'll probably still post this in a community post, so you can always leave a comment on there, or you can comment on this video as well if you have any questions or any comments that you want to make. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and keep an eye out for all the videos coming out because February is jam-packed. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.